How's it going, everyone? Fus Ro DAB back again with another video on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the hottest takes my subscribers have about Pokemon. So, earlier in the week, I made this post right here, asking my subscribers to drop their hot takes about Pokemon. Let's read through the responses and have a quick discussion about each one. Our first hot take comes from Goofy Goober YouTube. They said, hot take, Gen 1 is objectively the worst generation because there was not a good story, and too many grass and poison types, and absolutely terrible graphics. Now, let's talk about this. I don't agree with this one, so let me tell you why. We have to remember that everything came from Gen 1. Now, that doesn't mean we should put it on a pedestal, we should look at it with a critical lens, but I don't think it was bad by any means. I think of the phrase, Gen 1 had to walk so other gens could run. Not to say Gen 1 isn't deserving of love, but it's definitely a weaker generation. Now, let me clarify by saying it is not the worst generation. That's another topic for a whole nother video. But let's break down the 3 points Goofy Goober has here. They say there wasn't a good story. I think Team Rocket was an excellent story. It's a mob, you're trying to fight them. Great story. Too many grass and poison types is their second point. I do agree there were a lot of grass and poison types. It would have been good to have more variety in that, but grass poison is a cool typing. And then terrible graphics was their last point. It was the Game Boy. It was actually really good for its time. Comparing it to today's graphics, obviously Gen 1 would lose, but going back and thinking about the context of other games, it was actually a revolutionary product. So, definitely a hot take in my opinion. Thanks for submitting it, Goofy Goober. Our second hot take comes from Black Rise. Rise said, Charizard is well-deserved one of the most popular Pokemon. And in parentheses, we said, might not be a hot take, but I see a lot of Charizard hate, and I think it's unjustified. I actually fully agree with this one. I have a whole video I made defending my opinion on Charizard. You should go check it out, link in the description, and pinned up on the screen. Now, I will say there are a lot of Charizard haters, so I will briefly summarize what I talked about in that other video. Disliking something because other people like it is a dumb reason to dislike something. You need to come up with a better reason to dislike it, I'm sorry. Charizard is deserving of all the love because it's cool, it's a freaking dragon. I won't get into too much more detail than that, go watch the video for full context on my argument about Charizard. And great comment, Rise, I agree with you. Our next hot take comes from the most liked Egg. Egg said, I don't feel like any Pokemon game is really replayable. Like, personally, when I finish a story, I don't ever really want to go back and experience it again. You know, this is actually a really fair point, especially with more modern games. I don't find myself wanting to replay them, not because of a lack of story or anything, but mainly because I want to preserve the memories I have of my first playthrough. I agree there's not a lot of replayability. The things I do on my channel is I add challenges and other layers to them to make them more interesting. And it's less about me wanting to play the games again, it's more about me wanting to experience a different lens of playing it, or to see how you react to certain situations I put myself in. So, all in all, I do agree with Egg here. I don't think Pokemon games are really replayable most times, especially not in newer games. But I will say, revisiting a Pokemon game through the lens of a challenge like a Nuzlocke is pretty interesting. Thanks for your hot take, Egg. Next up, we have a proud member of the Fus Force leaving their hot take. Awdi said, I think Porygon should have gotten different forms as electronics rather than Rotom. Now this I can totally get behind. I do think they should have given Porygon those forms. It makes more sense. That, or they could have expanded on this idea and added Porygon into the mix. I wholeheartedly get behind this. Who knows, maybe we'll see it one day. Thanks for submitting it, Awdi. Next up, we have a hot take from Smoosh Prince. Smoosh said, Pokemon should focus on making better games rather than just trying to keep up with their release schedule. This right here. This right here. Pokemon has been trying to rush through things a little bit too fast and release games that are not quite finished. I will say, I really enjoyed playing Scarlet and Violet on the Switch too. But on the Switch 1, they were terrible. I think it'd be better for everyone if they slowed their pace down and released quality games. Now, I'm recording this before Legends ZA comes out, so I haven't yet had an opinion to form about that. It seems like they've taken their time with ZA, so hopefully it's a really good game. By the time you're watching this, I'm already playing it. Thanks for your submission, let's move on to the next. Hey everyone, Future Fus here to interrupt today's video to talk about today's sponsor. A special thank you goes out to the folks at Audible for your generous support of the channel. Guys, if you don't already know, Audible is an incredible website that gives you an opportunity to listen to amazing audiobooks. I've been using Audible for a long time now, actually. As a person who drives a lot to and from work, this is a huge thing for me. It passes the time listening to great stories. An audiobook I've been listening to here recently and I've enjoyed very much is The Psychology of Pokemon, The Power to Catch 'Em All. This is by an author named Anthony Bean, and he basically is having a conversation with the fans about how much we all love Pokemon. Talking about cultural phenomena that happened like Twitch Plays Pokemon and why it was so influential. If this sounds awesome to you, because it is, you should definitely check it out. You can use the link displayed on screen right now, or you can check out the link in the description to get a 30-day free trial of Audible's Premium Plus plan. In addition, you also get 1 credit to use on any audiobook in their library. Guys, you get to keep it. It's yours forever. Get the Psychology of Pokemon, or get an audiobook you want to listen to. I'm telling you guys, it's worth it. I've been using their service for quite a while now, and I'm so happy to be working with them on the channel. One more huge thank you to the folks at Audible for sponsoring the channel, and thank you for listening. Back to the video. Next, Sea of Anime said, hot take, the best megas are Charizard Y, Mega Blastoise, Mega Sableye, and Mega Pidgeot. Now I can get behind this because it has Charizard on the list. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm not just gonna sit here and just be a Charizard stan the entire time. I will agree Mega Sableye is really cool. I would have loved to see the gem become either a Sapphire or an Emerald. That would have been cool. Mega Pidgeot definitely deserves a little bit more love. And Mega Blastoise is objectively really cool, so I'm glad to see it on this list. And you guys already know how I feel about Charizard. Instant S tier, instant, it's over. Thanks for the submission. Next up, Watts Plays said, Abomasnow is actually pretty good despite its horrible typing. I can get behind this as well. I actually really enjoyed using my Abomasnow on my Pokemon Platinum Randomizer Nuzlocke series. It was actually really fun to use and have a greater appreciation for the Pokemon. I do agree it has a terrible typing. It ain't living any kind of Fire Blast, I'm telling you right now. But I actually really like the idea of the Pokemon, and I think the design is really cool. So I can get behind this take. Let's move on to the next one. Thanks for your submission. Next up from MLG Pig, we have BDSP is not as bad as everyone says it is. Now this definitely is a hot take. MLG, you know my opinion on BDSP. I'm telling you right now, this is the hottest take probably on this list. That's definitely up there. BDSP are trash games in my opinion, and I can go into full detail about this. I actually might make a whole nother video about it. Sound off in the comments if I should. But if you want me to be objective about it, I will say they are very good faithful remakes to Diamond and Pearl. But as remakes go, they're definitely one of the weakest on the list. Fire Red and Leaf Green are the next on that tier list for me. Then it goes Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and then Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver are objectively S tier games. I could go into deep detail about those games too in another video, let me know if I should. But BDSP definitely are really bad remakes. So, sorry MLG, but thanks for the submission. Next up, we have one from Cartoony. Cartoony said, starting with the mid takes, Mega Victory Bell and Dragonite are really good designs despite being goofy looking. Charizard doesn't deserve any more special treatment for future Pokemon games. Now I'm gonna have to disagree with the Charizard take. You already know my opinion on this. Charizard deserves all the love it gets, I'm sorry. I do agree with Mega Victory Bell and Dragonite's designs being good. I like them. I'm excited to use them in ZA. Like I said, ZA will be out when this video's out, but right now at the time of this recording, it's not out yet. So I can get behind half of what you said, Cartoony, but not all of it. Cartoony also said, now for my hotter takes, Gen 2 is the best Pokemon generation. Lately, Pokemon villain groups have had little to no motivation for actually being evil, except for Kieran. I made that villain arc. I can get behind this one for the most part. I don't think Gen 2 is the best generation, but it is definitely a really strong one. Pokemon has kind of gone away from the whole evil team being the actual bad guys of the game. I think they should go back to that formula because it just makes the Pokemon games just feel a little bit more in-depth. Us as consumers, we want that whole good versus evil pushback. Clearly defined sides, it makes for a good story. And lastly, Cartoony said, for my hottest takes, Entei, Raikou are much better legendaries than Suicune. Rayquaza, Umbreon, and Charizard don't have the best shinies. Cannot get behind that last part, dude, I'm so sorry. But I can agree with you, Entei and Raikou are better than Suicune in my opinion. Entei and Raikou are really cool, and Suicune's just kind of there in my opinion. But like I said, the second half of that is just utter garbage. Rayquaza, Umbreon, and Charizard have amazing shinies. Don't even at me. But regardless, thanks for the submission, Cartoony. Appreciate it. Our next hot take comes from Winter. Mega Dragonite is the best design of all the new Megas in ZA. For clarification, they made this post before the game came out, so they haven't seen all the new Megas. I'm sure there are some that they haven't released yet. There's probably going to be a ton. And we still have to look at the Mega Dimension DLC. Before the game is dropped, they've shown off a decent amount of Megas, but I think that we're just kind of scratching the surface. I think there's going to be a ton more forms to look at. Now, of the things we've seen, I do agree Dragonite has a really cool Mega evolution. It's simplistic and it's elegant. I like how they expanded on the whole wings from Dragonair. Is it the strongest design? Probably not. Will it be the strongest design after we've seen them all? Absolutely not. But I do think it's really cool. Thanks for your submission, Winter. And those were all the hot takes submitted by my subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone for participating in this video. If you dropped a comment after I finished recording this, I apologize. Maybe we'll do a part 2. In fact, leave your hot takes down in the comment section of this video, and perhaps if I have enough and they're really interesting, we'll make a part 2. Special thank you to the members of the Fus Force for making videos like this possible. If you'd like to become a channel member, click that join button to see what you get in return for your monetary contribution to the channel. Thank you so much. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that notification button to be notified whenever I make community posts like this for future videos. Also, liking the video and leaving a comment goes a long way to help support the channel. Thank you so much. That's about it for me, so have yourself an incredible rest of your day, but above all else, stay excellent to each other. I'll see you next time.